So, hey guys, Chauzu here. So, we got the official news for the treasure map, which will be against Momo. So let's go through all of the news, and I thought we end the video by going over what the new recruit Chopper and Jinbe does. But yeah, the new units are added to Super Pyro Rumble. As for the sales, we actually get new one. We get a lot of 300 gem packs, as well as 2 more 10 gem packs. That's nice, but I didn't think we'd get some big sales for this part because like we already have a big OG any sale and we only got 2 legends, so yeah, they hope people buy a lot of gems, I guess, which, like, if you're like me, I know you will pull a lot. Trying to buy as much of this as possible is just good long term. Of course, it's not really realistic maybe to buy every single pack, but yeah, something to keep in mind. As for the treasure map against Momo, we can take a look at what he does later. I usually do that in a separate video, but whatever, let's take a look. And the cool fun thing with Momo is that they actually made Momo slasher despite being in dragon form, which is just hilarious. Like, you can always make anybody with claws into slashers, that's fine, but this is clearly just you can use Momo together with Odin and Toki and Odin in general, basically. Slasher Free Spirit, no special potential abilities. The art is fire though, absolutely amazing. Captain ability, slashers 4 times attack, 1.25 times HP, -1 seed reduction, and if you hit a lot of perfects, you do end of turn damage to sadly just 1 enemy, but still has the potential to bypass resilience if there is just 1 enemy left. But yeah, not the best captain ability, and it really feels like a 2022, maybe even 2021 free-to-play captain ability, especially for a big event. Like the upcoming Kaido we're getting, free-to-play is 4.5 times attack, for example, so doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Special 16 CD for some reason. It sounds like a mistake, but it does say 16. Reduces the spear by 3 turns. Changes character slot, including block to Wano, and slashers get a 2.75 times or boost for 1 turn. And like, numbers wise, it's a very strong ore boost, but you can't help but feel underwhelmed when it does so little. Momo gets a 1 ore, which is cool, but then it just removes the spear, not even 5 turns, which is a joke basically. At least you can use White base support to remove 2 more, or you even have stuff like Kanji, like Momo has tons of support for all kinds of things. It's also a bit weird since Odin and Toki already handles ore boost with the swap, so doesn't really have perfect synergy, I'd say. So yeah, Momo is definitely a disappointment, and I feel like this art is very close to being like legend worthy too. Should have been a Momo legend instead of Odin Toki, but yeah, whatever. Yeah, can speed his special up at least, so that's something. Strength loss matching, so yeah, not the worst there at least. No level limit break. And Luffy and Yamato can do more damage to Kaido. Luffy already has this support from a Yamato, but I guess both Yamato and Luffy has it now. Might end up being useful. Could have been useful for the upcoming Blitz, for example, but this releases after the Blitz, so yeah, stuff happens. PvP abilities, nothing special. Yeah, can ignore that, but the art is really good. This treasure map does have some noteworthy stuff. First, this treasure map goes to 20 million points instead of 10 million. It was the same for the last anniversary. I double checked the extra rewards before making this video, and you get 1 more extra gold key and you get 30 more gems. But this is for the new role, of course, can't speak for the other leagues. We will have a special map. Last year we basically had guaranteed rainbow chests on like every map, which is very cool. And it says that this time on bonus maps there is a chance to get alternating pan, but only in New World. So that sucks for people not in the New World, of course. We'll see how rare they are, like are they like a normal item or are they closer to like rainbow gem rarity, because if it's that rare you're not going to get enough alternating pans, of course. You basically never get gems from treasure map drops. Special offer at the treasure bazaar, you should definitely buy that. Marco will be Intrusion, and they have changed the extra island treasure map quest to instead being like a free quest to get treasure map boosters. You will instead be able to practice against Marco, the Intrusion, and that's actually really cool. Wish they could do that for all of them, but at least we can find out the mechanics and we can make sure we make teams that are actually good for Marco. So I'm pretty happy that we can split the team building up a bit at least, so Marco we can be done with pretty early and then we can do the rest later. I woke up for a bit, but seems like I'm tired today. We have some Chopper Man missions. Training drinks and rainbow gems will probably be decent. And the as usual treasure bars are only on bonus maps, and they make it easier to go up from East Blue to Grand Line and make it harder to drop from Grand Line. I think that's a pretty good change. Like most people, it's good to reward people who are active, I'd say, and you don't want to overfarm the early leagues. And I understand it will be super feels bad to drop out of Grand Line, especially if you actually play. So it's better to let the very most inactive players drop. So I think that's good. Victor added to Treasure Map Bazaar, and rest is nothing special. Sanjay highest booster, then Queen, then the new rare recruits. Every new legend we've got since the pre-anniversary started, as well as Capone, are also pretty good boosters. And as you can see, you can use Luffy Yamato twice if you happen to have the alternating art, which most people don't. I'd also advise that if you get enough alternating pens, try and save it, because it might be legit useful in the future, like to get out extra points from certain events and such like treasure map. So probably better to have it from the start than to try and evolve Luffy Yamato mid treasure map and make new teams, stuff like that. Nothing noteworthy as for the other boosters here. One interesting thing that many noticed, including me, is that we have both Urog and Weavon Sanjay boosted. This very likely is an indication that we will have some quest here designed for Queen, where they will blow away the captains, because obviously you can use Vanish on Queen to ignore basically everything, so you can ignore the blow away as well, which Bandai actually tried out in the trial quest for Queen. So Urog and Sanjay are both other legends that lets you ignore blow away in different ways, so makes sense. Cat vs Yamato is also back as booster, so we take that. And we have the anniversary legends as well, the recent ones. But yeah, let's jump into the Sugo down. And we get confirmation here that Queen is indeed a normal legend, which is not a super big surprise, but still welcome news. We have 3 parts, Sunny on part 2 only, Queen on part 3, and they are both on part 1 with reduced rates. We also have treasure map legends on this Sugo, which makes sense since this is a treasure map Sugo-Fest. And if we go down, let's take a look at the pools. So in part 1, all legends available just like part 1 of Luffy. Basically part 1 steps of Luffy are the same for Sanji, and same goes for part 2 and 3, which are the same as part 2 and 3 on Luffy. But yeah, boosted. The boosted treasure map legends are Bonnie, Kiku, Iso, Koala, and Sanji. So 2 boosted Sanji on this part. Pretty nice. I don't have Bonnie personally, so we'll see if I do any part 1 pulls. I'm not really decided yet. Further confirmation that Queen is normal legend. And I don't really feel like there's any special here, like Rayleigh Gabon are nice to pull, of course, if you're struggling with prior King Adventures and don't have a lot of the new batch and such, so it will be a nice pull. And all of these are available, but as I said before, they are not boosted in any way. You aren't likely to pull any specific unit here. I've heard people who pulled on part 1 for, say, Nami, Uta, whatever you want, and you will probably not get those units. You just need to be aware of that, and if you still want to pull for them, that's your choice. And if you get to the limited pools, if you do further multis, you're guaranteed Sanji, Nami, Shanks, or Yamato Ace. So, kind of feels bad, man. Really should be guaranteed on. Oh, Jesus. I don't know. I'm so tired. Like, I slept like normal. 30 pulls. Like, there is a just guaranteed Sanji on part 1 as well. Well, that made a lot more sense to me, but yeah. That's why I can't really recommend part 1, at least not if you're planning to go 30 multis deep. Part 2, and this kind of annoys me because it's pretty clear that they don't want to do reruns of Super Sugo-Fest like they'll do them on 1 part, so Shanks series on 1 part, Luffy crew on 1 part, and so on. But they apparently don't have enough for this strat, so some have to rerun, and they've decided that we want Odin, yes, a legend that many of us want to pull, of course, will be both on part 2 of Luffy part and Sanji part, and that's just so scummy, I'd say. Called on any legend that they do like one of the least desirable ones. Just very poor show, I'd say. From a personal standpoint, very sad to see Bon Clay as well, and Luffy crew, like I have both level 150 of them. Don't mind more dupes of Jinbe and Carrot Wanda. I don't have Hawkins, so that's nice. I don't mind more dupes of Super Tandem Whitebeard. And I'd actually like dupes of Boa, Marco, Timeskip Luffy, Lucy, so part 2 ends up being decent, and I will do some pulls here, I presume. I've said that I do want to Rainbow 1 Rush Legend, so we'll see if it's only Sanji in terms of Super Sugo Rush Legends, but I honestly not decided if I will start with part 1 or wait for part 2. I'll decide that ahead of tomorrow. Part 3 has the best Super Sugo-Fest exclusive like Nami and Yamato Ace together, like that's a really good offering. Luffy is pretty fine now since he can super evolve, and of course everybody wants to own Roger, at least for PvP, but even if he's still nice in PvE too. So they made part 3 have like the best Super Sugos, because it's the least desirable otherwise, since Queen is legit a normal legend. You will be able to pull him like, not next month probably, but starting in July, he will be on like 1 Sugo-Fest per month. They will spam him a lot, so not any rush to pull him, so to say. So I'd advise to not really do too many pulls on part 3 optimally, even if it might look very tempting. So mainly if you want the Super Sugo-Fest, of course. One cool thing is that the Zoro from We to Yak batch is actually boosted, so maybe I can finally get him. I don't have him. I also don't have the Urog and Blackbeard from Bonnie batch, since I skipped pulling last month, so hope I can get them. And these are not both boosted either. Maybe one day I will finally get this Kinemon. He's the only unit of these that I lack. Anyway, to end the video, let's talk about the new rare recruits. Jinbe, Dex Fighter Powerhouse, has both hunger and increased damage taken, so pretty nice. Captain ability, nothing special. Special, reduces damage threshold by 6 turns, reduces barrier duration by 1 turn, reduces damage taken by 70% for 2 turns, changes right column slots to recovery, doubles strength, dex and quick arch attack for 3 turns, and extends the duration of crew's slot effect boost by 1 turn. So yeah, both Chopper and Jinbe will do recovery orb manip, so the strategy from Bandai is basically that you use Jinbe and Chopper the stage before final stage, and then when you get to final stage you use Sanji. That's basically what they're going for. But we see that Jinbe does remove barriers, which is a common occurrence in Treasure Map. We have more barrier fun to deal with coming up. Support is pretty good. Put on Chopper and Frankie. If you use a special, reduces damage by 30%, and right column character gets recovery orbs. Like any recovery orb manip support is valuable, and getting 3 guaranteed recovery orbs, incredibly valuable. So very good support. Chopper might be one of the weirdest units released in a long time. I have no idea what they were going for this. Strength, Fighter, Cerebral, pretty rare potential abilities as well. We take those. Nothing special in Captain. And special, 2 levels. Level 1, -1 CD, removes poison, changes character slot to recovery, and reduces bind by 4 turns. That's actually a really cool level 1 special. Nice little bonus. Level 2, reduces strength, dex and quick character special charge time by 2 turns. Completely removes all poison. Changes left column slots to recovery. And reduces bind by 6 turns. And now it's the weird part, like, I guess this is like for lore reasons or something, but it just doesn't make any sense with any unit we got this anniversary. So basically, if any enemy is afflicted with any poison when special is launched, then you get the strength, dex, quick, or boost for 3 turns, and completely removes all enemies poison when on progressive poison. So basically, to get 3 turns of the ore boost, you need to run something that poisons the enemy. Like, that doesn't make any sense. There's nothing that poison is in this batch. They might make some boss have like an interrupt that if, let's say you do an attack boost, they poison themselves. They might do something stupid like that. But if you look at it from a batch perspective, like, even if you don't get that, you get a 2 turns, a 2 times ore boost from Chopper. And then Jinbe obviously extends ore boost. You can still get a 3 turns ore boost, it's just a bit less. So yeah, pretty weird. I can't remember last time I've seen something like that on a batch unit that just doesn't work with the batch at all. It's very weird. Support, pretty similar to Jinbe. Can we put on Nami and Jinbe? You heal 3000 HP at end of turn for 2 turns, and then changes left column character slots to recovery. So as said, with Jinbe, supports like this are incredibly valuable, so definitely worth owning both Chopper and Jinbe long term. But yeah, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.